We're going to record in cause number 327920. The case is styled the State of Texas versus Jose De Jesus Cervantes. Mr. Cervantes, is that your full name?
Yes, sir, it is.
Mr. Cervantes, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Cervantes, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Cervantes?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Cervantes, the information alleges that on or about July 27th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating in a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Cervantes, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Like guilty, Your Honor.
What?
Guilty.
Guilty? That's what he said. And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you're actually guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Cervantes, you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, the box that I checked off states that this is a Class A misdemeanor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the range of punishment is a confinement in jail for a term not to exceed 1 year, a fine not to exceed $4,000, or you could be given both such fine and confinement. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Cervantes, are these your initials on the line that says guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on page 3 of this document, Mr. Cervantes, is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on the next document, which is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, is this your signature? Well, first of all, do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's one box that's checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the discovery certification.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Cervantes, I also have before me a document that is titled the discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is that your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with
Yes,
you?
Your Honor.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Bearden, you have advised and counseled Mr. Cervantes. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cervantes, your attorney, Mr. Bearden, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor. I am.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cervantes, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. It's for 1 year to be probated, or 365 days to be probated over 1 year, $750 fine, 80 hours community service, an interlock device, drug and alcohol assessment, and DWI education.
Okay, Mr. Cervantes, the state is offering that you serve 365 days in jail. However, you will not have to serve any time in jail on this case because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $750 plus court costs, which comes to a total of $1,172. You'll also be required to pay probation fees of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and you will be required to pay the Jefferson County DWI education class an initial evaluation fee of $125 each month on the day of the plea. And you'll be required to pay $50 if a further evaluation is needed. The total monthly installments for your case is $185 per month. Mr. Cervantes, would you be able to pay the $185 per month?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cervantes, do you understand? Okay, no, I'll say, Mr. Cervantes, you also be required to perform 80 hours of community service and attend the DWI education class and alcohol assessment and install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. Now, Mr. Cervantes, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mr. Cervantes, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Cervantes, you will also be required to adhere to all the other standard terms and condition of probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you accept that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll follow that as well. Now, Mr. Cervantes, you can stand on the mark on the floor next to your attorney and follow the directions of our court clerk. And once you complete everything, you'll be free to go. And Mr. Cervantes, you and your attorney have a blessed day.
Thank you.